to professionals and head to confessional. And once I'm in the booth, I feel real congressional. Welcome to the episode. Please like and subscribe. Don't drink and drive when you can smoke and fly. Soaring so high into the night sky, reaching for the stars, but they landed on a moon pie.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Awkward Intelligence. I'm your host, ppeintox, along with
B.Dot, baby.
And today we have a special guest, AddieMak of Senate with a 6.
Yes, sir. What's going on? What's going on?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Episode 8. We're just getting going. We're just rocking. You're going to be one of the early ones.
Okay.
You know what I mean? When they
First
look,
5?
yeah, when they look back, they're going to go,
5.
oh, you was in there. You was in the, yeah, starting 5. There you go.
Yeah,
because we got Mr. Prim. We got Mr. Prim on episode 5.
Okay,
so go check
no
out
doubt.
episode 5 if you like that one.
Shout out Rizzy Ren.
Yeah, so
What's
he's
up,
on there.
baby?
So yeah, you're number 2. So yeah, you're in the top 5 right now.
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna have to get Black with celeb bullies and all that. We'll get him next probably.
Okay,
He'll
yeah,
probably
no
be the
doubt.
next one that we jump in here.
No doubt.
See how that goes. But yeah, from there we'll just start growing and then see if, I know you talked about a couple of people you might be interested in some things we're doing here.
For sure. Yeah,
You know?
Yeah,
So
doubt.
but what we like to do sometimes early or late, depends on when we remember to do it. We like to promote ourselves, ppeintox.com, where you can get find our music, find our Instagrams, and all that's in the description as well. We got that underneath the thing, so I'll get your information. We'll put that in the description of this episode, so everybody can get the things from there as well. We like to promote the All Love Breakfast with B.Dot.
You know it. All love, baby.
Yeah, and so the Instagram, on my Instagram, I put the All Love Breakfast on there last week. I'll do it again. I'll promote it some more on there so people can see and make sure that they're getting the right information and they're going to the correct Instagram. So we got the All Love Breakfast, PPE music as always, different ways. And then if you like what we're doing and you want to donate, we got our Cash Apps up there too. Our Cash Apps are there. So if you like what's happening, you want to throw us a couple bucks, that's up to you. It's a donation. We're not doing it's like we always say, we're giving you the game. We're not running it on y'all. You know what I mean? We're here to promote a lot of things, promote ourselves, promote new ideas, get things out there, get people talking. We got to start talking to each other again.
Yeah.
So
No
so the next part is, Addie, we'd like to have you let people know where they can find you at.
Yo, you can find me at Addie_Mac. You can follow me on IG. That's ADDIE_MAK. And if you want to download any of my music, you can go to Senate.com, and that's Senate with a 6, so it's 6ENATE.com. I just released the album, and it's you guys decide what
It's
you
fire.
pay for it. Oh, yo, I appreciate that.
It's
Yes,
fire, cinematic.
Yes, sir. The
fire.
album's called Cinematic. It's basically like a different way of putting an album together. So I think everybody who does download is going to enjoy it. But yeah, Senate.com, Addie_Mac on IG. You can catch everything I'm doing from there.
Nice. So yeah, that's kind of like we like to at the beginning. We kind of we try to do our own little Senate with a 6,
Yeah.
cinematic.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, we just like to start out sometimes and do that because sometimes when we get to talking, we forget to promote ourselves. So we try to get some of that out of the way, and then we're going to do it multiple times. If you're watching, or if you're listening, we're going to do it multiple times. We'll throw all kinds of stuff out. It just depends on how it comes together, So, but what we wanted to do too early on, get that flowing, was give y'all a look or listen to one of Addie's new songs. I think this is a freestyle. It's a freestyle one, right? The La La.
Not a La La.
Is that a freestyle or is that on the album?
That's my man Eddie Ja from Germany. Shout out Eddie Ja.
Okay.
I got the record from him, so we put that out, and we just been promoting it on Instagram and online.
Gotcha. I noticed that was one of your newer ones. That's why I wanted to kind of play something that was newer.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? I wasn't sure if it was because I didn't remember seeing that one on the album.
For sure.
But I know you did. Yeah.
We had to have this out before 420. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So we put it out, and then that way we could build up and kind of keep pushing it for the weed smokers.
That's a perfect time. Look at that.
Perfect.
All right, so go ahead and check this out real
and
quick,
that's what we do.
and we'll be right back.
In the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high. I puff, lie, 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 puff, lie, lie, lie. You niggas lie, 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 niggas lie, lie, lie. I puff, lie, 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 puff, lie, lie, lie. You niggas lie, 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 niggas lie, lie, lie. I puff, lie, 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 puff, lie, lie, lie. You niggas lie, 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 niggas lie, lie, lie. I puff. These niggas predictable like auto text. These niggas despicable with they hollow threats. They wiggity wild like DOS effects. Nigga, it's a lot of weight out here and I ain't drop a set. Mafia style like I got pasta breath. You see me once in a while just like the Loch Ness. I keep it lock and step. Had to find a way to make my pocket stretch. So I found a plug like Model X. Yeah, a nigga charge, cause I put all of the pieces together like a collage. Send it with a 6, been the squad. Who the fuck is y'all? Started slow and ended hard. Soon as I put my signature across the dotted line, it's mine. I'm a giant, you a miniature. My mind's sublime. So I wake up in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high. I puff, lie, 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 puff, lie, lie, lie. You niggas lie, 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 niggas lie, lie, lie. I puff, lie, 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 puff, lie, lie, lie. You niggas lie, 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 niggas lie, lie, lie. I puff, lie, 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 puff, lie, lie, lie. You niggas lie, 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 niggas lie, lie, lie. I puff, lie, 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 puff, lie, lie, lie. You niggas lie, 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 niggas lie, lie, lie. I puff. A lot of niggas is fibbing, lying in the description and capping for algorithms. But the data says you only got beta bread. Two-faced nigga call you Mr. Potato Head. Yeah, we did the numbers and ran the metrics. They said that they know you but don't respect it. And they said you a hoe too, I got the message. And they said you could go too if I bless it. That's the shit you could go through for the flexing. Lying like we don't know you, it's interesting. All you do is lie, nigga, lie, lie, lie. I puff, lie, 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 nigga, lie, lie, lie. Wake up in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream from the top of my lungs, what's going on? I puff, lie, 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 puff, lie, lie, lie. You niggas lie, 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 niggas lie, lie, lie. I puff, lie, 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 puff, lie, lie, lie. You niggas lie, 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 niggas lie, lie, lie. I puff.
There we go.
Niggas
For
lie,
you
lie,
smokers
lie.
out there.
Yes, sir.
That's a tough little hook too, man. That's a catchy hook.
No doubt, no
Like
doubt.
that.
I appreciate that. I appreciate
Real.
that. Thank you.
You said that was
Well.
a collabo
My man,
with the producer?
Yeah, I met him on Instagram,
Nice.
and we just he sent me some beats, and I just did that, and then we just decided to put that out, sing like as a single. You know what I'm saying?
You doing like maybe a whole project with him, or you just
he
kind of
sent-
working with some stuff?
Yeah. Nah, he sent me a couple beats, and I'm gonna get to those. I got a lot of people that sent me, some beats, but I've been on more like building content mode at the moment, so I'm gonna get back in studio mode in a second.
Check out his Instagram. It's jumping right now.
Yes, sir. No
Yeah,
doubt.
that Instagram is jumping. I know.
Addie_Mac.
Hey,
M-A-K.
Keep plugging it. It's all good.
That's
It doesn't
it.
matter.
Hey,
Yeah. And like I said, I'll throw it up on the screen too. For
doubt.
people who are watching, I'll pop that up on the screen as well. So people who are watching can check it out there. But yeah, otherwise, audio listeners, was it Addie_Mac?
Yes, ADDIE_MAK.
There you go. That's where you find all his information. From there, you can find everything.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, make sure you check that out. I'll have to put you know what I'll do? I'll try to put a link on ppeinmusic.com too. Please. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll put a link up there and try to put some stuff together so we can keep. What I got to do probably is create an AwkwardIntel page.
Okay.
That's what I'm probably going to do on our website. Is I'll probably create an AwkwardIntel page, and as we get more information and more stuff coming together, I'll start posting stuff up there so people can find one page to kind of go to and see. That's where the world is moving right now. Is if you notice how people are getting kicked off different platforms, for whatever reasons, good or bad. But what they're doing is they're moving and realizing they have a following that they can take to their own platforms. And we're building our own platforms and getting away from the controlled platforms. See, that's the thing. Most people are probably understand that, but they don't really recognize how controlled our platforms really are. I think we kind of started seeing that with Elon when he came and got Twitter.
Yeah.
Started showing us some stuff. We're like, oh, how controlled was Twitter? You know what I mean? Very controlled, very censored.
Yeah, they broke down that stuff with the election and everything.
Right, right. So
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? So it's like YouTube is, you gotta think YouTube, Google, they're all connected, you know, Metaverse, Facebook, they're all connected. So they're all having some type of control on us like that. They were gathering information on us. And we knew that at some point. We understood that, but there's a depth to it that got deeper that we're still learning, you know? And that's, so yeah, if we go and create our own platforms, I think that's a good thing, you know?
For sure, yeah.
So we've had a website pretty much the whole time we've ever had anything. We've always had like a collective space to go to. And that's what's cool. And that's why I was like, I think we're getting back to some of that. And that's good. That's good. I think to move forward in here, we did want to talk about, I had a couple questions for you because I know you know a little bit about the Bible. You've got some information on that. You've studied, you've done some things.
No doubt.
So
yes,
something I wanted to ask you, we had talked about this was, so stuff happening in the world, right?
sir. Okay.
You've got like the Euphrates River, the Mississippi River, they're like losing water.
Okay.
Those are things that people have said are in the Bible.
Okay.
You know, stuff like that. Just weather patterns, the earth moving around, things going on like that. What are some of your thoughts, if you have any, on stuff like that? What are you thinking? What is your idea?
So, I mean, you can't look outside and not think something's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, just with everything.
That's true.
You know, it's just,
Yeah.
it feels weird. You know what I'm saying?
There's
from what I
different
remember
energy.
being young, yeah, it's a different energy. But from a biblical standpoint,
Yeah.
what I would say is, I think the best thing to say is, like, you know, I think the verse about the Euphrates, I think that's in the Bible. That's in Revelation.
Yeah, I think it talks about something like the 4 angels will be released and then they'll capture 1/3 of the world or something like that. It's something crazy like that. And see, some of this too can be metaphors as well, right?
So that's
some
what I
of
was
it's not
gonna-
100% like.
That's
yeah.
what I was gonna say. So, like, you know, there's different. I would say there's different levels of knowledge you can gain from
Right.
reading, the text. But you also have to understand what you're reading. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, there's categories the same way then as there was now. They had that, for Revelation, it's called apocalyptic literature.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
within apocalyptic literature, you know what I'm saying, you see a lot of metaphors and things like that. But that's not to say that it shouldn't also be considered, how to apply it
Right.
realistically.
Right,
So,
right.
I would say keep studying. To people that might say that, I don't agree or disagree with that, but I do know, like, before that verse, there was a lot of other stuff that was supposed to happen first, because that's like the
Right.
4th or 5th step
Correct. That is
in that
right.
sequence. You know what I'm
'Cause
saying?
it's almost like that 7 seals or something thing, right?
Close.
And so like that's like the 5th seal or something like
Something
that.
like that, like
and I'm not as versed on this. I'm learning a lot
I think
of
it's
this
the
myself.
bowls. I think it's one of the, like, you pouring.
Oh
I
yeah,
think it's
yeah.
the board with
Pours
bowls
the
pulled out.
bowls, right?
But yeah, there's things that, for me to say 100%, like, oh yeah, the
Right.
Euphrates River's drying up. That's in Revelation.
This is
it. Nah, I mean, because
Right.
right before that, something else was supposed to happen too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't have the verse in front of me, but that's how I would look at things.
I
like
got
that.
you.
But
For me, I was wondering like if you were thinking about stuff like that. Because of what you kind of understand and know, are you thinking what the rest of these people are thinking? Are you gathering your information, or are you just kind of watching it play out?
I think I dabble a little bit in gathering
Right.
information,
Right.
But I am more so watching it play out. The thing I think about more so is like technology. You know what I'm saying? Like with AI,
Right.
and everything I hear about that. And
Yeah. What do you think about? You think we're going AI and just getting in there?
well, AI is here.
Yeah.
I think within the last few years, I had to realize how AI has already been here
And influenced a lot
and
of things.
influenced a
already,
lot of
right.
things. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, I can see that.
But I definitely feel that that's gonna be, you know, a change in human history as a whole. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
But do you think it's for the good or for the bad? Where do you think we're at this
Man.
point? How do you feel? What's your gut tell you?
my gut tells me that AI can't go beyond what we are. Because they
we
can
are
never
AI.
answer the questions why.
Right.
It can never answer why. Like,
Man.
why do we even want to know what the sun is made of? Like, an algorithm can't give you that answer.
Right.
You know what I mean? These things are just algorithms.
Right.
And so I don't look at it like AI is going to
Destroy the world.
destroy the world. I don't see it like that. I mean,
Well, it's also too. It's how we use it.
exactly.
And we were talking offline before this all. Before we got here for a second, just filling things out. And I mentioned that with AI and stuff, that as the world is moving forward now, we're getting more into a lot of everybody coming together. People
Oneness.
oneness is coming closer. We're learning that more.
See it in the music.
We're feeling the energy coming from the music and everything, right? And all these things. And so we right now, where this world is, AI can be used very nefariously,
Oh, yeah.
because of the world we're in, because of the stuff that's happening now. But say 10, 15 years from now, when a lot of this is cleaned up and we're closer to that oneness, I feel like the AI is going to be, it's going to be like Iron Man, where he just talks to him. Jarvis in the house or whatever. You know what I mean? It's going to be like some stuff like that. That's what I'm thinking.
I think they got that.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying.
I think
but
if you
it's
got
gonna
money
be,
right now, if you got
Right.
the big money, I think they already got all of that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I think it's just going to be a tool that we have.
Okay.
I don't believe it's going to be like something that's going to take over the world.
Like an app. It's
Yeah.
like it's going to be an app, but
Correct.
like a physical app, something that
or
can
whatever,
interact
right?
with you or something.
You know what I mean? Or like I said, we might end up having robots that roll with us and things or whatever. Almost like assistants or something. Who knows?
Let me ask you: do you ever go outside? Like just go outside? Like people watch, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever just looked at people and been like, "Yo, this nigga might be a robot or
Yes,
not
NPCs.
human or something"?
I
You
call
know
them
what I'm saying?
NPCs.
Oh, there's a
Yeah.
term. Okay.
So yeah, you're familiar with that term?
No.
Okay, so NPC comes from games, and it's called a non-player character,
Oh, okay.
non-playable character.
Okay.
So it's just like those people, like it's the dude in the shop. You just roll up to the shop dude. He's just a dude in the shop. You know what I mean? He's just selling goods. That's all he does in the game. So he's a non-player character. He's just a dude that's just on one. He's got his one thing. So you're right. When you look at people like that out in the world, sometimes you
You
can
be
go,
like, "Yo, what's wrong?"
that motherfucker's just on a continuous loop. You know what I mean? He's not doing anything. He's just an NPC. He's a side mission. You know what I mean? So it's shit like that. So yeah, definitely, that makes sense. I think a lot of people have started to coin that idea.
I was in Rockville, and I was waiting. I had a gig out there, and I went to get something to eat in the morning, and I was sitting down eating, but where my seat was, it was like right by where people order food. This white dude came in there. I ain't never heard nobody order food like that ever in my life. Like, he's so weird. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, yo, this dude can't be like
This can't be real. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's just probably one of those dudes on a loop, comes in there every week and orders the same shit, and you just happen to catch him that time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Those hidden characters, right? You go somewhere and you're like, that's not supposed to happen.
That's crazy.
Or when you see people that like really can't think, or you see something that's easy to think through, but they can't figure it.
Yeah.
They're just
weird.
confused.
I
to
see
me,
that
yeah.
at work. Like, well, come on. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's easy to put together. Like, why are you not making that move?
Right.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
That shit be weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like I said, the world moving the way it is right now. You know anything about something called Nasara Jasara?
Never heard of it.
Okay. See, this is where we get deep sometimes on here, and that's just
School
something I'm
me.
throwing
I
together.
haven't heard that either.
Okay, so Nasara Jasara. I can look it up real quick, but I don't have the exact. But it's basically like a Global Economic Recovery Act. That's kind of like the idea behind it. So that's what the nomenclature means, the Nasara Jasara. One's a national and one's a global. That's
from the
difference.
UN or something, or
well, outside of the UN, yeah, it's like because the UN's actually evil. So so outside of the UN, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the idea is that now that we're in 2023, this is a Jubilee year. This is like a debt forgiveness scenario, right?
Okay.
Plus, we've been under struggle. We shouldn't, as humans, we shouldn't be, or mankind, got to stop using humans. As mankind, we shouldn't have been under a system that was suppressive the way it was, or the way it is.
Okay.
So this Nasara Jasara situation is that it's going to bring us relief, meaning it's debt forgiveness like mortgages, credit cards, taxes. That's the whole thing you see. And I'm bringing it up is because the other day, if you noticed in the Senate, and Senate with a 6.
Senate with a 6.
But in the Senate and Congress, right, they brought up a bill to abolish the income tax. That just came up in a bill. And in that bill, they say we're going to get rid of income tax. We're going to get rid of, basically all IRS, Federal Reserve, all that stuff's going to go away. And they're going to go to like a 15% consumption tax, meaning any new products you buy gets taxed at 15%, but after that, it never gets taxed again. So it's only on new goods and services. So, so even if we were, doing studio stuff, you would still get taxed on your studio things because it's a service you're providing,
Gotcha.
but not your income won't be taxed anymore, stuff like that, right? So this is the year that this is supposed to happen. This is everybody's been, over the last couple of years, I've been seeing it more and more and more. It was supposed to come out in 2001, but we all know what happened that year, 9/11, right? So that stopped it. That was kind of like the
And who's
evil.
doing it?
So it's God's doing it.
Okay. Because I was gonna say
You know what I mean?
the Jubilee
But,
and
yeah,
the
right. So-
forgiveness, that's biblical.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's the thing is so it's all coming forth. It's all coming together, right? And so that's why when we were talking about earlier, that's why I'm bringing it up is I think the world's going to go into a more smoother idea. We're going to that oneness. We're moving there, and I think this is the year where we really start to see that. We start waking up more. People are going to start waking up more because when this Nasara Jasara stuff comes out, which could be in the next couple months, because remember we talked about on the I think it was episode 6, and I was like, "There's financial relief coming, and just know it's coming, and we're going to talk about this more." This is me talking about it a little more because we're kind of talking on some biblical things, right?
Got you.
So the Jubilee year where you'll get your income tax money back, you'll get your mortgage money back because all that was illegal. Mortgages are illegal. It's an illegal scenario. A mortgage is a debt deed, basically. A death deed. I'm sorry. That's basically what mortgage kind of, mortgage.
Yeah.
It's like the way. So all these words they played us on and everything, and that's the struggle we've been living in. So with these rivers doing what they're doing, with the weather doing what it's doing, with this new Nasara Jasara stuff showing up, it's like it's all happening in a biblical sense. But like you said, some of it's metaphors and ideas. It's not always so like, how they say like the Great Flood. Everybody has a story of the Great Flood. Well, they may be talking about like this year, the Great Flood is the flood of knowledge and energy. Wisdom that we're growing, and it's not going to be a water flood like it was at one time.
Spiritual flood.
It's a spiritual flood, right? So there's a lot of people out there that are putting all this information together, and I'm doing the study, and I'm watching the documentaries, I'm reading, I'm looking up the things and stuff, and so that's why it was cool to hear partly a little bit about what you're kind of understanding and seeing, but also if you're not privy to this other information, your ideas are in what you understand. And that's what most people are doing out there. And that's why we're sitting here going, how come you're not awake? Because they're only using the information they have. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can only analyze what you have in front of you.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so that's what this show is. Awkward Intelligence. Hello.
Yeah, hit the...
Where is it?
Yeah.
That's what this show is about. Awkward Intelligence. I got to see, new setup. I used to have it in front of me, so I knew exactly what to do. Now I gotta look around. But anyway, so it's a little.
You know that one. You got that one.
I got
right?
that one down. But yeah, that's what this show is about: is to bring more information to people, let people understand that there's more ideas out there than what we understand, because we've been very limited. They've been limiting us on purpose in order to keep us divided, separated,
Keep
not
us
understood. Right. Low energy, we're struggling, everybody's trying to pay your bills every month, you're week to week. That's the end, because they're just sucking your energy out. They're pulling your energy.
No vibration, yeah. That's all it's about, man.
Right. So we're moving to the 5D consciousness, which is the
Fifth dimension
okay. Stuff, right? And so the idea of that is becoming that oneness, manifesting your own ideas, growing your own ideas, doing what your passions are, and not grinding every day at a bullshit job. You know what I mean? That's what part of this is. And so that Nasara Jasara works into that of giving you those relief. If you went to work and they stopped the income tax, so you're getting that money now. You know, they stopped Social Security, so you're getting that money now. You don't have a mortgage payment anymore, so you're good there. You know, that's the financial relief that they're going to start with. Then once you have that money and you have some money coming in, you get a little bit of your tax money back, you get your mortgage money back because that was illegal, right? You're going to have money to do things that you want to do. Yeah. That you've always been like, man, I wish if I had a couple bucks, I could do this, you know? But also, other people are going to get blessed with a lot more money than that in different ways that they've been building. You know, the star seeds, you heard of like star seeds, light workers, all these different things. Okay. All those people are going to come into play at some point, and they're going to have so much money to give that they're going to give it. And they're going to, like, if you have a project, hey, I want to do this project where I think, you know, it would benefit people if I was doing this. You bring that to them, and then they'll give you $1 trillion and say, go do it. See what I'm saying? And go build it or whatever. Yeah. And just, you know, because there's going to be so much available that's what's going to help over the next few years bring in all this information for us, make us chill again. We'll get relaxed. We won't have to use all that chaos energy anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we got to start with us too, though, man.
So, yeah, but this is what this is.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about that in one of the episodes was what we're doing here in the studio, all of this stuff, sound control, the barbershop, we're living our lives out of here, off of this.
Thanks.
And so we've already started to move ourselves into that 5D consciousness without realizing what we were actually doing. We're living our passions.
It's intrinsic to us.
Right.
Intrinsically, yeah.
Right. And it's just because we just knew to do it. And we're ahead of the game in a lot of ways from people out there.
Yeah.
Because, you know, those influencers on Instagram are fake. Most of them are fake.
Some of them.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you look at the people who are really influencing people, they've got like 20,000 followers.
Yeah.
15,000 followers. Yeah. Those are the people who are really influencing people. You know? And we're going to get to that. They're going to show us that. And at some point, we're going to go, oh, I didn't realize I was following some dumb shit. You know what I mean? Because you just didn't know. The information wasn't there.
You said following that dumb shit. I ain't trying to sidebar. You ever seen them joints online where she'll take like ground beef, put it in a bowl.
Yeah.
And then she'll put her hands on it. And then she'll like grab some lettuce, put the lettuce
and
on
then they're
it.
like, you didn't wash your hands.
No, well, nah. And then she'll like let the dog lick her hands, and then she'll put the tomato on the bread. And
Nah, I ain't never seen that one. Wow.
Yo, it's all fake shit just to get you to sit there
and pay attention to it
for the clicks.
Just for the
right.
Shit's crazy. Yo.
Well, that's what
like
I'm
saying. People following they following fake shit
that they don't realize, right? And you just don't know, and that's why we're here. We're bringing you that information. And that's some of the new information coming out. We're starting to learn that more of that. Most of that information, most of that stuff on those sites are just made up.
Yeah.
It's just totally made up.
What's the dude,
some people do so well.
the guy in Congress right now?
What, the house, sitting in the House? McCarthy?
Yeah. Not
or
dude, the one he been all over the news about, he lied about everything. Like,
ooh, I didn't see that.
He didn't go to school where he said he went to school.
That's new information. I want to hear that one.
I can't think of that dude's name.
Yeah.
He got elected. He lied about everything.
Yeah. See, and then I just watched
And they got elected.
And he gotta let people believe that fake. They're probably so used to seeing bullshit online,
right.
that when this dude's kicking that online shit, they're like, oh yeah, you got my vote.
My God.
Right, of course. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing with social media and all that stuff, was we didn't realize how it could influence people. We didn't realize that power of that until way late. They knew that already. They probably created it knowing it was
They
going to
know.
do that.
They know what the hell going on, man.
Right. You know,
know.
it's a CIA project, DARPA. You know what I mean? It's all that kind of shit. So, but that's what I'm saying. It's like shit like that, because like we're gonna start to realize that a lot of stuff we thought was real, and regular shit that we thought was real, is just made up shit in this world. It's made up shit in this matrix. We're gonna start learning that stuff. This is the year, the year of the reveal.
The curtain's coming back.
Yeah.
Man, it's gonna be a lot of hurt people, man.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a
2020,
lot of hurt
2020,
people.
we opened our eyes. 2021, we struggled, and then 2022 came, and it was the cleanup. And I think 2023 is going to start the reveal.
Jordan year.
Yeah, we're start to see some shit. You're going to start to see some shit in the skies. People are already seeing some shit in the skies.
Have you looked up lately?
So what do you think? What do you think about like galactics, aliens, that kind of stuff, UFOs? Is that some stuff that biblically can be put together anywhere?
Oh yeah. No, I mean, hey, and real quick, man, shout out Dr. Michael Heiser. He's in his last stages of pancreatic cancer.
Gotcha.
And
prayers out for
prayers
that.
up for him. But he has a lot of stuff on that topic, like
Okay.
in short form.
And that's something you listen to a little bit?
Oh yeah,
Check it out.
for sure. He had it's called the Naked Bible podcast.
Okay.
And but the stuff with the aliens, it's a separate YouTube channel. But long story short, the simple way for me to say it is, it's semantics. Like the Bible will say angel,
Right.
you know what I mean? And nowadays we'll say alien. It does, they're
Correct.
still not human.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
people might be, like a lot of ancient texts, beings that aren't human interact with humans.
Right.
So right
And
now
that's who they were calling the gods and all that
all
stuff,
of that.
right?
Well, yeah, for
Right.
sure.
It's all mixed in there.
It's all
right.
mixed in there. So and nowadays you call them aliens.
Right. They've just changed names over the years.
That's it.
Right. I got you. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I see that. And I think some of the teachings I've followed have kind of leaned into that of it's just depending on the era you were in and the time frame is what you called them.
Yeah,
So I'm with you.
no doubt.
Yeah, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense.
They're not human. You know what I mean? So that's what
Right.
we would say an alien is, right? Like,
Right.
So
Right, exactly. Extraterrestrial, all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So yeah.
now I don't know if they live on a planet. You know what I'm saying? Like now
They come from somewhere.
They come from somewhere.
They come from somewhere.
Yeah. So
some of them might come from inner Earth. Who knows?
another
If that's
dimension.
right,
or
another
something.
dimension,
Nobody
another
know
realm.
Where the hell they come from?
Right. We're gonna find out.
But they down here.
They're gonna start showing themselves soon. We're gonna find out. So, because I think some of the technologies that we have that we're gonna move to are not technologies from this earth. They're gonna be newer technologies as well that we're gonna get.
Let me say this. You know how we was talking about AI
Yep.
and aliens. I know a big principle in the Bible is not having idols,
Right.
right? And I think what we talking about with AI, in my mind, what you asked me a little bit earlier, like we're leading up to AI being the ultimate idol, because it's eventually gonna get to a point to where that shit's gonna figure out a cure for cancer in 2 seconds with all
Right.
the inputs. It's gonna figure out
With everything we've already given it.
with everything we give it,
With Facebook and everything else.
The
Yeah.
further it develops, it's gonna be a short time where that thing is gonna be doing godlike things.
Right.
And you see how dumb people. We just talking about how dumb people are right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
In the
imagine that on steroids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then you looking at, we're building an ultimate idol, like something that people literally, would worship.
And I think that might be put together in the Bible somewhere where AI is like Satan. It's the ultimate Satan. And then if AI comes here and decides it wants to take over the world, but we're angelic beings of our own, our higher selves and all these things, right? I think this is my own thoughts.
Yeah.
It's my own thoughts here. I'm not quoting anybody here. Just want to make sure that I'm not quoting anybody here.
Go ahead.
My own thoughts are that maybe we are that what is it? Shit. Maybe we are that army that was supposed to be built to destroy that evil.
Well,
In a way, you know what I mean?
I mean,
like something like that.
No, that's, in an
Because we're training. We're here training in a way.
well, in an analogy,
Right.
Biblically, you know what I'm saying? You talking about spiritual warfare. Like,
Right.
We're, the seeds of light, the seeds of Jesus and Yahweh
Right.
fighting and exposing the seeds of the serpent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
building up the army.
Kind of a thing. That's
of a
kind of
thing.
how I'm
Similar.
looking at it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
similar.
looking at it like that.
Similar, you know what I mean? Like,
and it would give people more hope and idea to know that it's you. You're the ones. You're here training. We're going to be that savior.
facts.
That's why they always say, look inwards. Look inwards. Your savior is you. No one else is going to save you. You know what I mean?
You can't help nobody until you
Help yourself.
Until you help, you gotta be in a position to
Right.
help people.
Correct. And that's what we promote here at Awkward Intelligence. Got it that time. Got it that time. So that's the kind of and so I don't want to keep staying on biblical stuff or whatever, you know what I mean? But I just want to throw a couple things at you because we can talk about anything.
Yeah, no doubt.
But it was, like I said, it kind of fit into, like I said, with the Nasara thing, with the things like if you really start to see what's really happening out there, I think more people would understand why things are happening the way they're happening. And some of these things may be happening out of sequence too, where something could happen and we don't realize why it's good now because we think it's bad right now. But it's because it's the
COVID.
world we're in.
COVID, that's
Right.
perfect. Like
Right.
it was bad at the moment, but
Right.
you
But look
a
how
lot
much
of
came
good,
out of
yeah.
it. Right. Look how much came out of it. So yeah.
If you
exactly.
used it right.
yeah.
Correct.
Or if you learned, or if you know,
You learn
it's-
something, you know, exactly. It's like, so, like they say, sometimes you got to get punched in the mouth before you realize what's going on. You got to be like, oh, shit. You know? So, my whole game plan went out the window right there, right? So,
Yeah, I had
so
to get my head split open one time before I learned to shut the fuck up.
right, right.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
and
yeah.
that, right, very true, very true. So yeah, it's stuff like that. And so I think for our audience, what we like to tell, like we try to tell them is like, we're here to help with information. We're not trying to tell you to do anything or you got to be like this or this how you got to be. Because like, not everybody's on the same wavelength at the same time right now. We're all waking up and growing and building. So someone who's working out and looking like they got their life together, maybe they're not good in the mental yet. Somebody who's starting to lose weight and work on their body, is good in the mental, but still ain't good somewhere else, So that's why we got to help everybody. That's the idea of just being good to one another. Because everybody's in their own journey. Everybody's doing their own things. We're all on different steps. And sometimes if you're on a step that can help me up, then help me up.
You know what I'm realizing? You're a Christian. I mean, everything you're saying,
It all comes together like that.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Well, what the idea is that I've circled so many things. I've read the Quran. I've read some different books. I've read, Greek mythology. I've read a lot of different things. So I circled a lot. I didn't know where to go. But what I fell on in the end was that there is a source. There is a creator. We are light of that. Let there be light was us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm getting those ideas, and they had to come from somewhere. We're reading these books. These books aren't just made up.
Have you ever seen anything created that didn't have a creator?
Right.
Aside from nature, because that's the argument. Nature created itself. Like
Right. If you
if
could argue
take
that.
if you take that scientific approach.
Correct.
But this, what did you call this?
The roadcast.
Roadcaster.
Somebody created it.
Somebody created that.
But where'd they get that from?
What do you mean?
Think about where they got the idea to put all these diodes
Oh,
and
you mean the
connectors and everything.
non-physical idea, just the
yeah,
thoughts
it's like
of it?
where did that even come from? That's what we got to think sometimes. It's like yeah, he made that, but why? How? Why did you think of that? You know, so,
It might not come from the physical universe.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
And-
Like, it might not.
and that's what goes into the idea of where I circled back and you know, because my family said the same kind of shit. They're like, he's just preaching, because I started talking like this more, you know, to them and stuff like that in general of like, you know, be good to each other, you know, let's help each other, let's do this, and they started thinking, oh, he's preaching, and a part of it, I guess, could be that because of the way I'm talking. But really, it's just about I just love everybody. I just want everybody to love each other, and let's just be in a better world.
Yeah.
And if we're not, if I keep being mean to you, are you ever gonna be nice? No. You know,
Somebody got to chill. Somebody got to chill. Yeah.
So I got into my own self, went inside, started figuring my shit out, and was like, if I be the one, if I chill, I can start chilling everybody around me and do my part, because everybody else is doing their part around the world.
Yeah.
And I just figured, let me be that part, and that's you know that's where I'm coming from. That's my idea. So stop talking shit to me. No, I'm just kidding.
It's that energy, man.
But yeah, and so like, you know, when I go places now and I meet new people and I introduce myself, sometimes at the end of those conversations, they go, "Hey man, I just noticed you got good energy." My energy was good from. Tell them the story. When I went to go meet your man's at Prime Pizza.
Oh.
Tell him when I walked in the room.
Yeah.
What'd he say?
He's like, wow, man. You got good spirit. You know, you're a good guy.
Yeah.
He's like, I know you.
Yeah. I know you.
Yeah.
Know you
I
from
didn't even
somewhere.
meet him yet. I walked in the room. He's like, I know you.
You I know you. You're a good guy. I know you though.
Yeah, he's like, I
know
know
you from
you.
somewhere.
And then we started talking. We had a good conversation. Everything was cool. And at the end, he was like, I know you. And he goes, not. He goes, I literally know you. And I was like, I got you, bro.
Yeah, he know the real you, not
Exactly.
not what the physical representation. He knows
Right.
the real. He could feel it.
And when we walked out later and we had our conversation on the side, I told him, I said, you know why I just rolled with it? I said, because I realized when he said that, he knew my energy. He knew my energy was good. And that's what I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be that good energy in the room, because that'll spread to other people. You know?
That's why I made him connect like that, man.
There go my headphones. Holy shit.
Like the table, man. Nah.
Keep almost.
That's crazy.
Oh, shit.
I tried
Yeah.
to spice it up. You hit the wah. I tried to make that shit magic.
Believe me, that happened before.
Yeah.
That
Yo,
happened before.
last week the table almost fucking fell over.
That's what I'm saying. The table.
That's why I was sitting back a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I know once I move, my knees might
Bump something.
bring it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Where we at? Okay, we're only at 50 minutes. Does it feel like we've been talking for 50 minutes?
Hell no.
That's
Man,
good
that's
conversations
good.
right there.
Yeah, facts.
That's good conversation right there.
I was thinking like 20 minutes.
Right. You're like, shit, we got a whole long way to go. No, man, we're doing good. So yeah, we just we keep it loose here, man. We just talk about whatever, you know. Like I said, we started off with some stuff there, and that's only because, you know, that was something I just wanted to hear your ideas.
No doubt.
Get that started, and then, like I said, maybe I could throw some ideas at you. Boom, you learn some new things. You're seeing some new things, you know, whatever. Some stuff you can look up. I can look up some stuff that you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm
the
definitely
audience.
gonna look up the GR. What'd you say? GRG?
Jasara Nasara?
Jasara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jasara
I'm gonna
Nasara.
get that from you before I
Yeah.
leave. So
Okay.
Check that.
Yeah, I can send you something. I got something on that. Jasara Nasara. But yeah, so it's like that's the audience too. The audience can look into the things we're talking about as well. And that's the thing is give them the information, let them know where they can go find this stuff, and then you make up your own mind if it makes sense to you or not.
They do their own research.
Yeah, everybody's got to do their own research. And, you know, I thought at one point by me doing the research, I could bring it to people and people would just get it. But it doesn't work that way. I had to learn that.
You got to be a pointer.
Right.
Just, hey, check this out.
Exactly. And that's what we're doing with this show, Awkward Intelligence.
Nice.
is we're pointing people in the directions so they can start looking. Because like we're saying, if you don't know the information and you don't know where to look for it, then you'll never find it.
You never know.
You'll never find it. So at least we can show you what's going on. I mean, we've shared so many things. That was another thing.
Hit me with the womp womp. I just ashed off myself.
Man, ain't even catch it though. You said that.
You got away with it.
Right. You said he said that.
You got away with it.
I gotta play by the rules.
Oh, shit. Yeah. But no, it was another thing that we kind of had mentioned, like a pre-show thing was, do you have anything to share, like a life hack or just something that, like you earlier, like somebody you listen to, somebody that can give you some knowledge or anything like that you can share with the people.
I thought about that when we talked about it.
Yeah.
The first, let me just say this, get this out of the way. Yeshua, Jesus, changed my life.
Right.
Right. So I'll point people to look at that.
Right.
And on their own time and terms or whatever. You know what I mean? But beyond that, the hack that I thought about,
Okay.
like, and it's not a hack, know your rights.
Correct.
You know what I'm
There's
saying?
a big one.
Yo, I learned so much after the George Floyd incident, right? Because you know how the algorithms work.
Okay.
I started seeing like police videos, and then the Philandro Castillo, all of
Right.
those. Even what we had out here with Freddie Gray,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I guess that got the YouTube algorithms on me watching those kind of interactions with police that got me onto these things called First Amendment auditors, right? And
I seen them too.
like just watching their interactions with police and government officials.
Right.
Like I'll be 42 in March. So you're talking about when I was 39, 40, I'm just now realizing, like as I was growing up, the police used to violate the fuck out of my rights.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like learn your rights, from traffic
Right.
stops to police interactions, consensual conversations, to are you being detained or am I
Right.
free to go? Like
Knowing the difference between those matter.
knowing, man, that stuff matters.
And I think that's
Facts.
what they play off. They play off that information.
And that's
that you
what
don't
you
know.
learn.
You don't have it.
And they're allowed to lie to you.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? There's all these things like, if you don't know this, you would think like the police aren't allowed to lie to you.
They shouldn't be.
But they're allowed to lie to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They come up. You don't have to. I mean, we've already known don't talk to police. We known that.
Right.
But during a traffic stop, you still, motherfucker, like, where you headed? Oh, I'm going. You still
You're doing too much.
You still doing too much.
Yeah,
Right.
you're trying to be friendly with them, but you're already giving them way more than you should.
Give them what you're.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Write me a ticket, or am I free to go? I don't answer questions.
Right.
Right.
Period. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's the biggest hack.
But then also,
don't unless and I'm not saying there's never going to be a point where you might not need the police. You know,
Right.
I respect the respectable ones. You know what I'm saying? But
correct. If
you
they're
don't-
doing it right, then we don't have a problem. Yeah, we don't have a problem.
Even some of the stuff I don't. You know what I mean? Like even what we was talking about with the pistols.
Right.
Like they could be doing their job
Concealed
right
carry,
and still violate, our constitutional rights. And there's arguments about all of that. But yeah, that's a hack I would say, man. Just know your rights in this country.
Like we've talked about on this show before. Know how to navigate your world. That's part of it, is knowing your rights of what we got to do right now in order to stay safe. So yeah, man.
Motherfuckers used to pat us down just walking somewhere. They'll stop you,
Stop and frisk.
stop and frisk before that was even a thing.
Right.
And it's like you learn like, they have to have a reasonable suspicion to think that you're armed and dangerous
Or doing anything.
before they pat you down.
Right.
Like even if you're told to be, you have to get out of the car if they tell you to get out of the car.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's ruled and decided. But beyond that, they can't pat you down unless they can articulate a reasonable suspicion that you're armed and dangerous. But you see that in all of these videos, like they'll just pull somebody out the car
Immediately frisk 'em.
Yeah, they can say whatever too.
Yeah. Oh, I smell this.
What you were
I
saying
smell,
earlier,
I,
yeah.
yeah.
They can say whatever.
It's almost like they've done
And they stick to them.
what everybody else has done. Is they've pushed the edge of everything so much that at this point they're bending and breaking these rules.
Themselves.
And exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like because if you're
How you
not
gonna arrest me for breaking the law while you're
while he's breaking the law.
the law? Like, that shit don't make no fucking sense.
Right. So yeah, it's stuff like that where they took advantage of us not understanding a lot of stuff.
Hey, I don't smoke those, but I'm still gonna pass this around if y'all want to
Okay.
hit that. I don't. I only smoke papers. And shit.
Got you.
I only
So
smoke papers. There's a lot of people moving to that.
I used to smoke shit, man.
Why did you move to papers? We've had this conversation a little bit on here.
Well, I lived in Cali for a few months, and I smoked papers out there every once in a while. But I was still smoking Dutches, and I grew up with the Phillies, Garcia Vegas, and all
Right.
that. But maybe like 10, 15 years ago, like Beatty was on papers real heavy.
Cones and stuff
But
like
nah,
that, or papers.
he was on like I don't know, zigzag, whatever the
right,
papers were.
right, whatever the
So I started smoking papers when we would smoke because he would roll up the papers. But my man Malcolm, shout out Malcolm, a high school buddy of mine.
shout out.
He from out the PG Laurel side more so, and he had the bamboo papers. You know what I'm saying? So instead of rolling them easy papers, he gave me some bamboo papers,
thicker papers.
Yeah, and that shit worked better. Like I liked how it burned better.
You like the idea, yeah.
And I liked being able to taste the weed.
Mm-hmm. That's what a lot of people say.
Well, back then, it still wasn't as flooded as it is now with flavors and choices.
Mm-hmm.
So the weed wasn't always, like, you want to get the most effect from it back then. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like the blunts and the Dutchess got in the way of the smoking experience a little bit.
A lot of nicotine and tobacco and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we talked about that. We were like, I moved to hemp roll-ups.
Okay.
Yeah, I use hemp roll-ups, so I was like, that'll take the nicotine out and all that other stuff or whatever. But I still smoke whatever is available. You know what I mean? Yeah. If anybody's passing it, I'm cool with that. I'm not picky. For me personally.
If I ever use paper, it would be bamboo though.
Oh, you don't like papers?
Nah, because I feel like they burn too fast. I feel like they burn too fast. I'm like, damn. Well,
what you ultimately, what you get off, like what you make that switch, you realize when you smoke papers, you just gotta sit an extra 5 minutes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like
it's a creeper.
It's a creeper. You smoke these fast because you're not letting it creep on you. You feel me?
Right.
Honestly,
it's a different way. It's a different way to different vibe.
Yeah,
it's a different vibe.
Yeah. So I might only take like 3 or 4 hits of this J, and I'll set it down, and then 10 minutes later, I start feeling it. Then I'll start feeling it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't run through the J.
I got you.
As fast. You know what I'm saying?
This guy, he's just shoveling it down, man.
Like a cartoon, right?
Daffy Duck.
Straight back, right? You're just like done.
I'm like, damn, what the fuck happened? That shit
2 puffs
done.
and it's over.
Like, dang.
Them hemp joints them hemp joints don't burn fast.
They're slow burners.
Joints are burnt.
They're slow burners. I'll do the same thing like you're doing right there. If I'm chilling at home, I'm relaxing, nobody's around, I'm not passing it, I'll smoke 2 or 3 off of it, and then I'll just set it down. Sometimes I'll just put it out.
Yeah.
And then I'll just relight it later and just keep going. And through an afternoon, might only smoke 2. When if I would have just sat there and smoked them, I'd have smoked like 4 or 5. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I've learned to kind of just.
I do that with this.
Yeah.
Put those down. Yeah.
So here we just smoke until we can't no more. Sometimes we end up stuck and we're just like just staring at the camera. We're like, hey, how you guys doing?
I was trying to think if there's any other like real crazy conspiracy theories.
Throw one out there. Let's see.
I was trying to think of something that was dope. I was trying to think of something that was dope.
Because I'm pretty versed in a lot of them, so there's not too many I probably don't, at least haven't heard of.
Let's see.
I seen on So let me ask you this: are you not a flat earther? Are you a flat earther, or
No.
are you okay?
No, I looked into it.
Okay.
I checked it out. I went down that path. You know, you got to research it. You got to
Yeah,
look at
yeah.
it. I like the fact when I was first into it, I was kind of like, yo, look at this shit, right? I was telling people about it. I wasn't I wasn't saying I was just like all about it, but anyways,
Could have been.
the idea was like, what I liked about it was I was like, it's a new idea. Let's just look at it. Why is everybody trying to throw it out immediately? You know what I mean? I was like, let's just look at it. It's new. So I checked it out. I looked at it, and then, like I said, came around to the point where I was like, no, it doesn't make sense. Now, it makes sense if this is a realm. If it's a realm, it can just be a flat realm. So I get the idea of that. But I don't believe where we're at right now is just a flat realm. No. Okay. I think we're on Earth. It is. I don't know if it's floating around in the sky like they say it is, but we're definitely on some type of Earth. And it is what it is. But
What you feel?
I think we under a dome.
Okay.
We in a dome.
So no
Snow
space
globe?
travel.
snow globe.
We haven't done any space travel.
I mean,
Because is it the dome,
it's
like
some-
the rock? What's it called? The
Firmament?
something
Firmament.
before,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
after, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But do you think that's a protective dome to just protect us from something, or you think it's to keep us trapped?
Keep us trapped.
Oh shit! Prison planet, right?
Yeah,
I've heard of that. Prison
keep
planet.
us trapped, man. Like the figure 8.
Right. That's the whole meta thing. That figure 8, man. Yeah, that's that. That's that
That's
loop.
the meta signal.
Yeah.
Timing symbol.
It's a loop. They want to keep us trapped in the loop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I see where that has like some legs. It's got some idea there. And part of it might be that. Some of these conspiracies might, and that's what we tell the audience. Not everything we're saying may be the truth or whatever, but it could be a piece that you're looking for in order to move down a certain path. Or this might be a point where you go, oh yeah, maybe that is bullshit, or whatever. Who knows? That's the whole point of watching different things like this, watching documentaries and learning, is your ideas can evolve and change based on new information, just like anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why when people say, people die, you're supposed to let them go. People be saying their names all crazy, keep saying their names. You keep saying their name, you keeping them here.
Keeping them locked down.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They can't.
Is that where we get like ghosts and things from? Somebody
they can't go
kept them
nowhere.
locked and
Yeah.
they get stuck in purgatory or whatever you want to call it, whatever names you give to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the words for it, but I know
Right.
it.
It's all that kind of stuff. The ethereal realm or whatever.
The
they want.
invisible.
Yeah.
The one we can't see.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the one. Yeah. I mean, it's just on a wavelength we can't see. But every now and again you get a piece, and that's why something happens. Something falls over, you see a figure or something. It's just getting a glimpse into that world. So yeah, that's all it is. It's just a simple glimpse. But that
cat on Matrix.
Yeah, I just wish they would like say, okay, yeah, it's a thing. But I guess if they said that, then they'd have to say that, and the whole Matrix falls apart at that point, I guess. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. I don't know. It's like, why wouldn't they just tell us? Somebody is benefiting by not telling us.
Yeah.
Somebody's benefiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are, whoever they are.
Right.
Well, it's definitely.
They are.
I think it's clear too. Like they're trying to stop us from reproducing.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
They're trying
of
to stop
course.
humans from reproducing.
Right. Yeah.
From war to scare tactics,
Famine,
to all of
all
that.
that stuff, right? It's and that's the thing is when the world just gets out of that, and every country gets their shit together and gets control of their own assets and things, and everybody can be good. That's what we talked about last time. That's the heaven on earth that everybody always talks about. That's the whole as
Above, so below.
above so low, but what's the as in heaven it is.
on earth, your will be done in heaven as it is on earth. I mean, on earth as it is in heaven.
That's what it is. Yeah, that's where that on earth as it is in heaven. It's like it's a reflection of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's supposed to be down here. Is the reflection of that. We just somewhere along the way, thousands of years ago or whatever they want to say, we got off the track, and here we are right now. But we're on track to be back at it. That's what I look at.
You just explained the
You know
whole.
what I'm saying?
You just in that short sentence explained the whole biblical story.
Really?
Eden is where heaven and earth met.
Right.
Man messed it up,
Right.
and
We got punished. Right.
Yep. And salvation is returning to Eden.
Boom.
You just basically. So this man.
Look at that, man. I'm just throwing shit together.
According to
pieces
that.
together.
According to that.
Right. And this is according to the knowledge that I know now.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know, so yeah. That's
it's
kind of
crazy.
that's what I'm
That's
seeing.
crazy.
That's how I'm seeing it. Right. Yeah, because we've talked about that on other episodes. Is why would they create this to send us somewhere else? That's how I'm looking at it.
Why?
When this can be heaven on earth right here, and you make them go somewhere else. The wicked and the evil has got to go somewhere else.
This place is clearly designed for us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? From the food growing on its own to
Right.
the weather and all, everything.
Correct.
So yeah, I agree. Why would
you take us somewhere else? Yeah. I mean, that's just the
and
information.
look at all the if those pictures of the other planets are real.
Right.
Look at all those planets and look at Earth, like
Yeah.
blue water. You know what I'm saying?
It's
like,
an anomaly.
Yeah.
It's like this shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Because according to every other planet, this is the only one that has this shit.
That's the biggest reason why I never believed the Earth was flat, because every other thing I see in the sky is round. You know what I'm saying? The sun, the moon,
Right.
other planets. That was
Right.
the first thing I went to when that
theory came out.
That theory came back out. Yeah, it was like,
Yeah.
I don't know, because even comets, like when you see it, you know what I mean? Like, you
Right,
see
they're
the
a
tail,
ball,
but
and
it's
then
like
there's
it's a ball. Yeah,
it's
it's like
still
a
a
round
ball.
shape. Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is somebody told me one time, perspective. Perspective counts, right? So anything can be flat if you look at it from a certain perspective.
Yeah, facts. Yep.
Because when they show us the film that they show us from being out in space and you're looking at Earth, Earth is round, but it looks flat. You know what I mean? Because it's that two-dimension idea of that. Because that's the perspective.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm saying. So you know, so it's like, could it be round and flat at the same time? Yeah. I guess it could be.
Depending on how you're
Depending on how you're looking at it, you know. So
You're looking at it on a river with a telescope, you just see straight. It's just
right. It goes to a focal point.
Yeah.
And it's done.
that's it.
That's perspective.
So
right.
It's like
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So somebody had mentioned that to me, and I was like, "Fucking makes sense." You know, like that's a good argument. You know, perspective matters. but yeah, and that's the whole idea with everything. It's like your perspective, your knowledge, your understanding. Once you put all that together, you have an opinion and an idea on it, and that's all it is. But if your opinion's wrong, then somebody will debate you and challenge you. Don't have to tear you down. Don't have to make you. It's like the information I had gave me that answer, and that's what we do on Awkward Intelligence.
Always better to just give the options.
Yeah,
just give. Hey,
'cause
this
that's-
is an option. Check this option out.
That's what they've taken from us is our voices. We're not talking to each other anymore. So now we're just like you said. We're assuming who each other are.
Yeah.
We're looking. I'm looking at you, and I'm going, "Oh, look at who this guy is." You know, I'm already making an opinion. That's because that's the world we've
Based
grown
off
into.
how you look or
Right.
whatever. Yeah, yeah.
Instead of having these conversations
Yeah.
and getting more perspective of who you are. Because you're not your body.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, not facts.
you're right.
And that's what they always tell us. You're not your body, but we get judged on it every day.
Every day, yeah, that's facts. Yeah.
So, you know, we've got to start changing those ideas in our minds too, and talking and having more conversations and getting through the awkward conversations, getting through the weird shit that's going on, because the more we can talk about it, the more we can understand it, and the better we can fix it. Mm-hmm. So we can't fix it if we don't know it's broken.
Fact.
So, yeah.
I agree.
The official alarm went off. That gives me an idea of where we're at.
Oh, okay.
It always gives me an idea of where we're at. I'm like, but we're good. We got plenty of time.
Yeah,
Everybody's
we
still
all
good.
right,
We
we all
can
right,
keep it rocking for a few more minutes.
Let's do it.
But we can definitely.
Yo,
you
what about? That's what I was thinking of. That there's a. Did you hear this thing where they say if you walk through the Grand Canyon, you'll end up in Africa? Or
I did
some
hear
shit
that,
Like
yeah.
that. Something
I
like.
did
What's
hear
that
that.
about? Because I seen posts. I didn't dive into it, but I
no.
seen some posts about
What do you?
it.
Go
I
ahead.
heard something about the Grand Canyon, but I didn't do my research on it.
They
for
said
real,
they
for real.
found like Egyptian artifacts
I'm not gonna
in
lie.
the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, they just found a new city. I
I
put
heard
that on
something.
Instagram within
That's
the last
crazy.
week or so.
Oh,
They just found a new
Is
city.
that what I was seeing?
You might have seen that one.
In
there.
the
In the Grand Canyon. They just found an underground city, a new one with shit. There's stuff in there. So, but yeah, I think there's a couple theories to that that I've looked
the
into.
Grand Canyon was something first.
There was a lot. Yeah.
I heard
Well, the Grand
of-
Canyon's been.
Yeah, I
there's-
forgot what it was, but
They won't let us in there.
definitely heard it.
They won't let
Yeah.
us in there because they know if we go in there, we're gonna see the Stargates and all the other
we
shit.
might open some shit.
Yeah.
Unlock some shit.
Right. Exactly. That's why it's locked down. But yeah, the theory on the Africa thing is
Is it like a portal or something, or is it?
there could be a right. That's one theory.
That
Could be a
be.
portal. You walk through there, you hit a portal, you show up in Africa somewhere.
Okay.
That's why they won't let us in there. Could possibly be that. Another theory is if you look at like a NATO map, and you know how all the Earth looks flat, and it all connected. If you walk through, you can walk straight through and end up in Africa, kind of a thing. If it's all connected, you could just walk through. So that's could be someone stretching the truth per se. At one time, you could. I don't know if you could do it now because of the waters being separating some things. But I think at one point you could just. So you could stretch that theory, yes. And there's a couple variations of those kind of things. Of, yes, if you walk through there, that actually is Africa or Egypt. Because a lot of people have the theory that America is really Egypt. Everything's been flipped. So they believe
More biblical.
right.
More biblical stuff.
Is that more biblical stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know how that theory came about, but I've heard that theory where everybody says it's flipped.
That's from. So it's more so like I would say, like the Black Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah, that's a
in-
big one.
In Deuteronomy, part of the crux of their philosophy is they feel like the curses in Deuteronomy apply to the transatlantic slave trade, and it says you'll be sent back to Egypt in chains. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
they say that's metaphorically speaking of America, and there's verses in the Bible where there's a metaphoric Babylon and a metaphoric Egypt. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So
Because, they say Babylon is here,
Yeah.
and that's why this is Babylon's
they
falling
call-
right now.
They call
Right.
this Babylon and
Yeah.
Egypt. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
okay. I see how that can. See, I never
it comes
understood
from
how
the
that
Bible.
connection
Yeah,
made.
It
right?
all comes out the Bible.
Okay. See, I'm wondering. Sometimes I'm like, where are they getting this
Yo,
information?
you're gonna find out. I'm telling you, you're gonna find out a lot of this. Even when you talking about Jubilee,
right. That's Bible stuff. Yeah.
That's Israel culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's Torah. That's
Right.
That's only them. That didn't come from anywhere else. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it ain't. That's not written anywhere else. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's directly Jubilee, the Jubilee year. That's all Torah observant celebrations and stuff like that.
because
You know
that's what I'm doing.
saying?
Because I watch a lot of different shit, and some of them are Jewish that I watch.
yeah.
So I'm getting this information from a lot of different sides, and so that's why I was like, I'm hitting it from all angles. Man.
And it's probably because it's one of the few books that really perpetuates the end times.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So people naturally probably draw a lot of stuff from that because that's an icon in that realm. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So
I got you. Yeah, because like I said, some of these I don't know where it comes from. I just know this is what people are saying. So
I've definitely heard that though. That America's Egypt.
yeah,
And
that's a newer one.
I feel like any country that puts like power, greed
Over the people.
over the people or over love, I feel like that's like a Babylon. You know what I'm saying? I
So
feel
there's
like it could
probably
be
just
any-
multiple Babylons across the world
I feel
at
like,
this point,
I
right?
feel like Babylon is more like a
They're all
description of foul government. You know what I'm
Boom.
saying? It's more like
Boom.
a description of a foul government.
Last one.
I got the magic button.
Yeah. No, I like that idea because it's like how do you if you're like we talked before earlier was if certain parts are metaphors per se, now I could see how Babylon is just where you're at with the tyranny you're in. Boom. And
Hit it again. Hit it again for the people.
And that's how
Facts. Jeez.
humans communicate ideas and messages.
Right.
So if something doesn't line up in the Bible, like necessarily statistically, scientifically, like that's not the point.
Correct.
Like the point.
That's where I'm kind of
the
with.
point is in the message. Like
Yes.
you're in Babylon if you have a tyrannical government, human government system
Right.
that oppresses people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
Babylon. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
And that's, see, when you study it that way and you look at it that way, it makes sense. But I think because everybody studied that a certain way their whole life, that's why it's hard for them to look at it like that. They want a true Babylon. They want it to look like the way that they were told it looks,
yeah.
kind of a thing. And I think that's part of the brainwashing. Part of the brainwashing is to not get you to think this way of Babylon's the evil against you right now. You know,
Oh no, that's just a fairy tale from
right,
ancient times. Ain't no Babylon right now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It ain't.
right,
And they could have just been explaining maybe there wasn't a Babylon in real life. I'm not, I think there was, but I'm saying
Right.
let's just be open minded. Maybe there wasn't. Maybe their point was,
that's what they called it back then.
We got names for shit that ain't the real names and
Correct.
stuff. Like
That might have been a slang term for it or something.
what
Right.
we call what was the hotline? Like every time I hotline, you know what I'm saying? Like
Oh, bars.
no, I'm
or-
just saying like if your phone's ringing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Technical term.
Oh,
is
hot box.
Hot box. That's what it was.
Oh,
hot
box.
box.
Yeah.
Yeah, your phone keep
Yeah.
ringing.
Right.
It's a hot. Is it a hot box?
Yeah.
Call it
It's
hot
not a
box.
hot box.
Hot box,
So if you
nah.
look at it literally,
Right.
if you 2,000 years later,
Right.
somebody looking, they said hot box, and then somebody like me's telling you, yeah, they meant cell phone,
Right.
but nah, it says hot box.
Right.
So
That could mean
it's
so
a
many other things.
microwave. No,
Right.
they meant microwave because our history, our archaeology, we know
found
what a
a microwave.
microwave is.
Right.
It's a box that gets stuff hot.
Right.
So hot box. That's what they meant.
Right.
And that's the biggest disconnect.
That's true.
With
That's true.
people understanding like the
We don't,
biblical text.
we don't
is of
know
wisdom.
the nomenclature that they were
Oh,
using
yeah.
back then.
Yeah.
So,
The cultures were different. I mean, all of that. Yeah. Facts. But
That
the
ma-
point's still the same.
Correct.
Because humans have always been greedy.
Right.
Humans have always been power hungry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Humans have always had egos.
Yeah.
And things like
Exactly.
that. So
that's what they say.
Yeah.
They say that pretty much if you give them power, they will eventually destroy themselves. That's just what it is.
And look what we doing.
Look what we're doing. Guess where we're at?
Like whose idea? Who really said? Think about it.
Yeah.
Who really said, "Yo, let's make a bomb that where we split atoms, that shit devastates the planet and everything in its path."
We don't even know what it's going to do. But we know it's devastating.
But we're still gonna try it.
Yeah.
But we plan on it devastating. Like, why is that even a thought?
Where does that come from? Right. Right.
Why
Fair,
is that a
man.
thought?
Yeah. Where does that come from?
Tastic. Fair.
Exactly. Why do you
Because they
start
could have
thinking
just
that?
kept doing it for the energy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who decided to weaponize?
Fair control.
Yeah. Fear and control. Boom. Fear and control.
Look at what I can do to you if you step out of line.
Yeah, that's the power. Yeah. Well, it's like I was looking at something the other day. Me and Mr. Prim, he was showing me like was not Nicaragua, Cuba.
Okay.
How Che Rodriguez and all them went in and took over the government because they were being oppressed, and and then Fidel turns into the same fucking tyrannical person that he took out in the first place, and you know what I mean? And
He
so
sat
it's
in
like
that seat.
but when he was getting in there, he was like, "You're oppressing me," and then when he went in, he was oppressing everyone else. So it's like that's that same idea. It's like you can go take the power if that's what you feel like you want to do, but at some point you're probably going to get just as corrupted.
Yeah.
Or you could. It's possible.
Look at them First Amendment audit videos. Those police
Are that?
Yeah.
They become
They
tyrannical.
become,
yeah.
bruh.
They
And you
become
know
tyrannical.
good and damn well, not all of them people entered into that like that.
Correct.
Not
It's
all
like conditioning, brainwashing and conditioning.
They
Got 'em
felt
there.
they feel the power. Like, yo, you got to do what I say because I'm the law.
Right.
I represent this whole entire state right now. So if you fuck with me, you're done for. If I fuck with you, I got qualified immunity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like they get that power shit. That shit's crazy.
Yeah. It happens real quick, they say. Happens real quick. It's crazy. But it's like, where did that mentality come from, though? Like, is that just a gene that was in there in the human gene pool? What do you think? Just
why do you like? I mean, I guess it comes to why we like what we like and why we. I don't know.
Right.
Because
could be ego.
oh yeah, that's
It's just ego.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Your ego just gets the best of you with that. Instead of you going into your love and your heart, you go into your ego, and then you think everybody's against me now. You know, I gotta control this shit.
I feel like it stems from fear,
Right.
Like because this world is chaos.
Right.
That's it.
So it's like they're scared of the chaos, so it's got to be controlled,
Right.
Or they can't operate. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't.
Right. Right. They're like, if I control everything, then I know what's gonna happen.
Or they try to know
Right.
what's going to,
Right.
And then something happens like
sense.
out of their control.
Right.
A motherfucking little shit you can't even see shuts the world down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shit, you nigga just breathe air. You just breathe air and shit. It's like, damn, you fucked.
That's crazy, man. Fucked up. We at that point. Man.
That's the world we're in, man.
Yeah.
That's the world. Is everybody's just seizing power over and over throughout the years
And material.
and materials and not giving it to the people. That was the loop we were in. That was the fucking metaverse loop, man.
And they send us peons out to do their, you know.
Yeah. And they used our energy to do all the shit. Yeah. Yeah. It's just that simple. They was just harvesting our energy.
Fuck.
Sounds so simple
We gotta
now.
Stop giving it to them, man.
That's what we're doing right
You
here.
gotta stop.
That's
giving
what
it
this
to
is.
'em.
Is we're doing
real.
what we want to do, putting energy into the shit we want to put energy into,
That's it.
giving energy to the people with video and audio.
Shout out to PPE and shout out to the AwkwardIntel doing like entrepreneurial
Trying it.
entrepreneurs.
Putting it together.
Yeah, big
Yeah,
shout
appreciate
out.
it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
That's
That's
dope.
it.
Yeah, man. So once again, ppemusic.com. Get all your merchandise. Check it out. The Awkward Intel stuff's still coming. I've been saying that for like 3 episodes. My bad. But we're getting it.
It's coming.
Don't be mad.
It's coming.
It's
'Cause when
coming, and when it come, make sure you support it.
Yeah.
Right.
Support, please, please. Thank you. Thank you. So, but yeah, I mean, at this point, we can start wrapping it up.
Sir.
Last minute moments, whatever. Last minute conversation.
Just missed the 444.
I saw it glimpse.
You
It was
saw
a
it?
glimpse, and then
Yeah.
it flipped. And I was like, okay, wasn't for me.
That's crazy. I ain't touched my phone. Nothing. It just lit up, and it said 444.
That's a good number, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. We talked about that last episode.
Yeah.
Angel numbers. Yeah, we talked about that. We gave some information on that.
I dragged my daughter's teacher and the vice principal and principal about them teaching angel numbers in class.
Really?
I dragged them.
Yeah.
You ain't talking
Church and
about
state?
Jesus. You can't
Has to be
talk about
separated?
Jesus in class,
Right.
or whatever you believe in class, but they teaching kids angel numbers. Like,
Right.
I didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
I definitely dragged my nuts in that office.
Who do you
Well,
think
shit.
you are?
I thought that was.
I mean, I'm not saying.
Well, no.
I don't know. No, I'm not saying
No.
about the philosophy. I'm
Yeah.
saying like, don't tell me that my daughter can't pray
Right.
in school.
But you're
you
going
know,
to teach
but
angel
you're going to
numbers.
teach angel numbers. Like, nah, if you're going to teach angel numbers,
Then she can do
then
that.
she
shit
should
too.
be able to do that
Correct.
too. And
Right.
he should be able to worship Allah,
Right.
and he should be able to worship Buddha,
Right.
and he should be able to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. And
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
way we're going to go. I think we're going to get there. Because this indoctrination controlled school shit, we understand what it is. It's indoctrination. So I think we're going to get to that point. But it's growing.
Bruh,
It's
I
working.
went to the play. It was called The Winter Solstice. It was like 2-3 weeks ago. It was after Christmas.
Yeah.
It-
That was a play for the school?
It's for the school.
Yeah.
And they're singing chants in Latin.
Wow.
I was like, yo, what's good?
Chant.
Did you know what they were saying?
It was in Latin. Fuck no. I know other languages. I know Hebrew, German, Spanish, and English, but
Right.
that I maybe know a
But you
few
knew,
phrases.
you
in
felt
Latin.
it.
I know what Latin sounds like.
Right.
It was Latin
Yeah.
for
Right.
sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was like a weird vibe. Like,
First of all,
It
they
sounded-
chanting.
yeah, that's
Like,
what I'm saying. It's like, why are they doing this in the fucking
Fucking casting
I feel
spells
it.
up there, man.
That's I didn't want to say that, but that's what I was
They was
thinking. I was
casting
like, yo,
spells. We talk about that.
for real.
Yeah.
That's what it felt
Yeah,
like.
words are
Yeah.
spells. I mean, really,
Definitely.
Words are spells, definitely.
Most definitely.
I'm gonna see
Words could get you, man.
Yeah, I got the pamphlet still, so I plan on looking up the song.
Okay.
I'll check out the try to see what the lyrics mean.
Yeah.
And I'll let you know.
Yeah.
It's like, do they
They
even
was
know what
saying-
they were
yeah,
saying?
they were saying something
That's what I'm
crazy,
saying.
probably.
They didn't. How the
No.
fuck are they gonna know what they
They
said?
didn't know
Right.
what they were saying. They were saying something crazy.
Yeah.
Fucking the audience up out
That's the
there.
weird shit that's going on out there right now, man. That's the weird shit. It's just shit like that. It's like as much as they try to say it's separated, it's not. They're still pushing ideas where they want to push ideas. That's where we gotta. But that's good. That's good that you.
There's a lot of other ideas they're pushing that.
Oh yeah.
A lot of other ideas they're pushing
Yeah.
that I don't agree with.
Yeah. All that
And
all
cartoons
that
on
book
TV.
reading and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, all that book reading in the library.
Everywhere you look.
Oh
man.
yeah.
Yeah, that shit's wild. That shit's wild. But we don't want to get on that.
Yeah. Shit, I'll be back on this motherfucker.
That's on our
Yeah.
Patreon channel. No, I'm just kidding. We don't have
Y'all
Patreon.
got
We don't have
set
Patreon.
Nah.
that up too. Shit.
We need to at some point, but
Yeah, I don't want that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. But hey, that's why I be, you know what I mean? I be chilling.
yeah, we get deep, but we don't get. We know where we can
Yeah.
toe the line, just to be sure. You know, we keep it pretty clean. We don't. We're more here to point the knowledge and get you any ideas than to just drop the fucking bomb on you.
Bro, you guys this is a dope ass podcast. Like the conversation's dope. Like just the whole concept
Right.
of what you're doing is
Appreciate
is
it.
fire, bro.
Yeah, man, appreciate
I
it.
much respect to both of y'all for awkward intel, just spreading the ideas, getting people talking. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's
Right.
can't
Yeah.
ask for more, bro.
That was
shit's
my
fire.
calling.
Yeah.
I felt it.
That's what's up.
We had talked about it. I just felt it. I was like, okay, this is gonna be it. This is where I'm gonna start getting my voice out, and then I'm gonna start bringing them back to the music and to everything else we're doing. And
No doubt.
you know what I mean? The
Nah,
breakfast-
y'all
the
doing a good
breakfast,
job
everything.
too. Nah, that shit,
Yeah.
you doing a good job,
Yeah.
both of y'all. That shit's fire.
Thank
for
you.
Sure.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm glad to be.
Yeah, thank you.
5 in this one.
Thank
man,
you. Thank you for
part
coming
of the
through.
team.
When you
Yeah.
first, yeah, when you hit that, when you hit your first million, we gonna do a million stream party.
There we go.
Part
Exactly.
of the team,
Exactly.
yeah.
We'll be right
Yes,
here.
sir.
We going live, baby.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, I appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all for having me. Much love. Thank you.
Yep. So yeah, on that
Yes,
note,
sir.
we'll go ahead and just wrap this thing up then. So once again, Awkward Intelligence, Intox,
And be that baby.
AddieMak.
look them up.